on our way out to do an assessment of a property at Chisolm, New South Wales, which is in the Hunter region, and it is raining, so I'm doing the video now while my hair still looks good. And the property is owned by a couple. It's only 2 acres. The male property owner has had multiple stings now and is developing more and more severe reactions, which happens. And with these reactions, he's now developing tingling in his limbs, which is, as I've spoken to my own GP about, as I'm getting more severe reactions myself, it's one of the signs that shows that you're heading towards developing an anaphylactic reaction. So hopefully he's not going to get there quite yet, but it is concerning. And there's also grandchildren, that they have young grandchildren, and with the type of ants that we're expecting to find based on their descriptions, if a child was to fall on one of these nests, that there is a high risk of fatality.
I'm just going to pause the video for a moment just to say that we're going to be seeking clarity on the exact venom dosage amount that it would take to be able to cause a fatality in different age groups. We don't have any research at the moment that we've been able to see on what it would be. We're just making an assumption, but I think it is quite a strong assumption to be able to make, considering that what we do know is that 3% of the population will have an anaphylactic reaction to Myrmecia forficata stings, which can lead to death. And we'll link the research paper to that in our video comments below. And also what we know is that over time, if people who do not already have anaphylactic reactions are exposed to this venom over and over and over again, they can develop anaphylactic reactions. Plus, we are dealing with venom, and any venom in a high quantity will kill you. Regardless, we never know if that child is going to be in that 3%, and even if they're not, I could never imagine how horrific it would be for, you know, a small child to get, you know, multiple stings to their body. Having been stung myself, it is just horrific, and no child should ever have to risk going through that.
They've also had a dog being stung by one of these ants, and as she explained to me, the dog was in absolutely excruciating pain for 24 hours. So being a residential property, there isn't, you know, really there's no place for these ants to be on a residential property. So
sad as it is.
sad as it is. So we have been told that the ground is hard clay from the very, very top. So that will not be fun for Matt.
The owners have already tried to remove the ants by other means, like petrol and chemicals on treating their nests directly with nastiness, and it has not worked. So our solution works. You know what I mean? Even if we're not successful in catching the queen and all that stuff, we will 100% remove the colony. And the colony will not be a problem once we're done.
Yes. So that is what we are doing today. We're going out to assess. We will work out what the priority nests are, which will be the ones closest to the premises, and yeah, get these removals happening as promptly as possible. So we're on a large piece of land that has got this nice shared area between all the neighbours at the rear, and my understanding is that this area can't actually be developed upon, and all the houses kind of face that way, but I'll just kind of protect the privacy. The landowner has marked out all these different little spots. So as you can see here, we have got forficatas, Myrmecia forficatas, and so far she's marked out 3 nests. We found another one in her property just up there in the garden, so they're quite close together. And then there's one over there, and we're going to take you over there in just a second. and that's actually in her neighbour's property who has invited us over. And we believe that it is a big culprit for why everybody nearby is getting all of these pop-up nests happening.
Alright, so here we are at Chisolm. This is the nest in the next door neighbour's yard. It is the biggest forficata nest I've ever seen. The entrance is over here, and then come around the other side. There's entrances over here. I've never seen this before. This is insane. And just while standing here talking to the owner, I found a male, a drone, walking around on the outside. So this is seeding. This would be one of the reasons that the entire area is infested with these ants. So we've got permission to take this one as well, so we'll pick this one up, and it should remove the problem for everyone over time. Well, until one of the other big nests grows up.
And it's not something that Matt and I will just tackle on our own. We are going to be bringing in hopefully 2 other experienced diggers for us to do this one, because trying to tackle this one, especially we rather do a 1-day dig, trying to tackle this one in a day is just going to be impossible. So we'll just So while we were speaking to the landowner of the first property who brought us over to, this is actually her neighbour's property, they were just talking about how the people in the property next door actually have these in their backyard that's close to the house. So it's really becoming a problem for everybody here. This is going to be one that will be a bit of difficulty for us, and possibly another colony that is seeding. It's a bit hard to tell just because of all the coverage. We're going to have to remove this tree here, which the landowner knows about. It's really important for us to be very realistic about what is going to happen and what needs to be removed.
This tree here will just make it too unsafe for us to dig. They'll be climbing it and jumping on us, and I'm not playing that game.
Oh, here they come out over there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there's the hole. There's the nest entrance there.
Yeah. And my big thing is also, I want to know what is touching me and what isn't touching me. And if you have a tree brushing on you, then you might actually be thinking it's an ant, or worse, if you're just used to other things touching you and you have an ant on you, you might just be losing your hypervigilance. Oh, it's cutting up. So this is actually another seeding colony. As you can see, we've got an alate on the rock there, so this confirms that this nest and the other nests on the other side are mating,
causing the issues in the area.
So the native grasses, they're happy to be removed, so we'll preserve what we can, but probably trimming things back. That's just another one.
Once they've got access to the area, they can, put nice things back in anyway.
Yeah, it's still a garden bed, but yeah, so another area that we'll be working on. This will probably be one of the first ones that we will do, and then we've got 3 others that are directly in our first yard, and then we'll come back for the really big one with 2 other people.
I'm going to do that thing where I tell you to like and subscribe, and feel free to ask any questions that you might have in the comments below. I know our recording equipment is absolutely terrible, and I'm working off old mobile phones. My birthday's in March, so fingers crossed maybe somebody will give me better equipment, but not holding my breath. Check out our Facebook page. We have got some exciting stuff coming up, including custom-made formicariums that Matt is making, and many more things to come in the future.